All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the playoff squad, the Green Bay freaking Packers. Jordan Love is coming off a 316 passing yard game with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. In fact, in Jordan Love's final 10 games, the Packers went 7-3. He had a completion percentage of 68.7. He threw for over 265 yards per game. He had a touchdown to interception ratio of 21-3, and he had a passer rating of 108.2. He also led the National Football League in games with multiple passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions with 9. Folks, Jordan Love is clearly the real deal, and he's clearly the quarterback of the future. And to me, the Green Bay Packers season is already a massive success. I mean, this entire season is already a massive success. And to get it started in week 1 against the Chicago Bears and to end it in week 18 against the Chicago Bears, I genuinely don't think it gets better than this. I mean, maybe with a playoff win over the Dallas Cowgirls, it would feel a little bit better. But folks, the job is pretty much complete. I don't really love the phrasing of what I just said, but you guys get my gist here. Jordan Love is the truth, and he's the future of the Green Bay Packers. And we could lose by 20 points this upcoming Sunday. We could lose by 25 points. And while, yes, it would suck, at the end of the day, I am pleased because Jordan Love is just wowing me. And this win, yesterday afternoon's win, just kind of reminds me almost of my feeling, the way I felt after the Kansas City Chiefs win. You know, when Jordan Love put on an absolute masterclass against the Kansas City Chiefs and they took down the defending champions, the MVP, Patty Mahomes, this is just such a surreal feeling. So before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Packers fans, as you guys can tell, I'm a diehard cheesehead. So if we try to get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So yesterday, the Green Bay Packers were without their star wide receiver in Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs got injured right away, and dudes just were stepping up like they've stepped up the entire regular season. That includes rookie Jayden Reed, who had 4 catches for 112 yards. Bo Melton, the speedster Bo Melton, 5 catches, 62 yards. Dontavian Wicks, the rookie, 6 catches, 61 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard it by now. The Green Bay Packers are the youngest team in the National Football League. They're the youngest team to make the playoffs. This just feels, to me, a little similar. I'm not going to compare them to the 2010 Packers. I'm not going to compare them to the past Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre eras. But what it does kind of remind me of are the Cincinnati Bengals from a couple of years ago, where their young-ass football team with their banged-up, weird, not great offensive line ended up making the Super Bowl. Now, we'll deal with the playoffs as it comes, but I just want to say this fun fact after we talked about all those wide receivers. Jayden Reed had 5 wide receivers drafted ahead of him. Dontavian Wicks had 18 wide receivers drafted ahead of him. Bo Melton had 33 wide receivers drafted ahead of him. I got to shout out Goot. I got to shout out the GM. I got to shout out everybody involved within the Green Bay Packers organization, Matt LaFleur, everybody, because they've done such a phenomenal job my entire life evaluating and scouting and just picking up quality talent, whether it's the first round, the 7th round, undrafted free agents. They've done such a good job. But this team is so unified right now that it would not shock me if we took down Dallas. Especially having a healthy Aaron Jones and the way the offensive line has been performing, especially in the second half of the season, specifically in the last 10 games where Jordan Love's gone 7-3, you know, where he's had over 265 passing yards per game, where he only has 3 interceptions, where he has 21 touchdowns, where David Bakhtiari, our star left tackle, played 1 football game this season. The offensive line has done such a good job, and the way we're moving the football, obviously with Jordan Love at the helm, but with a healthy Aaron Jones coming off a 22 catch, 111 yard game, averaging 5 yards per carry, you're going to be getting AJ Dillon back. Hopefully you're going to be getting Christian Watson back. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, yes, it does suck Dallas is on the road here, But people are already predicting the Green Bay Packers to get blown out. Folks, the Green Bay Packers were not blown out in any single football game they played this season. I guess that kind of depends on what you view as a blowout. They lost by 14 in the fourth game of the season to the Lions. They lost by 14 to end the 4-game losing streak to Minnesota back in October. I don't think the Packers will get blown out. And I'm sitting here obviously just thrilled about the future. But when I just add everything up, the way Jordan Love has looked in the second half, Aaron Jones being healthy, our offensive line, these young players are not afraid. Like this, Jordan Love especially, none of these players play scared. And when I watch certain teams play football, when I watch certain quarterbacks, I hate that I'm about to throw Kenny Pickett, just throw him under the bus here. But when I watch a QB like Kenny Pickett play football versus a guy like Jordan Love play football, it's a night and day difference. And this team is so not afraid. They're so resilient and they're so unified as a team. It's so much different than we were 365 days ago when we lost to the Detroit Lions, even prior to that Detroit Lions game last year with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. These guys absolutely love each other. Now, I will preface what I'm about to say here because everybody's going to be thinking, you know what? Offensively, yes, maybe Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers can throw up 30 points against the Dallas Cowgirls, and maybe they can do that. Everybody's concerned about the defense. Now, I will admit, I don't think Joe Barry is the answer. I don't think Joe Barry was the best answer heading into this season. I think, we talked about Matt LaFleur giving him the game ball a couple of weeks ago. Is that the departure gift to Joe Barry? It doesn't matter because the current present state is they're in the playoffs and they're coming off 2 really good defensive weeks. And I understand you're going up against a backup quarterback in Jaren Hall. I understand you're going up against Justin Fields, who has not thrown for over 300 yards in 2 games in his NFL career. But still, what I'm seeing from Joe Barry is beautiful. The last 2 weeks, Quay Walker said it after the Minnesota Vikings game. I just loved the game he called. And I've got Jaire Alexander, who since he's come back from his suspension after that Carolina game, the dude's been a stand-up teammate. Literally a stand-up teammate. Quay Walker is a star linebacker in the National Football League. He had 9 tackles and a sack last night. He had that pick 6 in week 1 against the Chicago Bears. He's the real deal. I've got a healthy Devondre Campbell. I've got dudes who Kenny Clark, Lucas Van Ness, Dontavian Wicks, Devontae Wyatt. These dudes all had sacks last night. Carl Brooks. The defense is playing well. And so I'm sitting here and I'm watching all these Twitter videos and these, ESPN segments saying, look, man, the Bears got to keep Justin Fields because look at these play calls. What is he calling? What is Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, calling? There's no wonder why Justin Fields is holding on the ball so long because nobody's open. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching it. I'm like, show some love to the Packers defense, man. Come on. I know not everybody loves Joe Barry. Not everybody loves the Green Bay Packers defense. But if you get hot at the right time, and like I said, I understand we gave up 2 horrible 30-point games to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. I understand this. But I'm just saying, when your team gets hot, when your team is as hot as the Green Bay Packers are right now, offensively and defensively, you don't want to underestimate your opponent. And the Dallas Cowgirls are not underestimating this Green Bay Packers team right now. And this isn't me saying we're about to pull off the upset. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. It's still Monday. We're still going to evaluate and look into this football game. But you should not underestimate the Green Bay Packers. And nobody wants to play them. I guess nobody wants to play any team in the playoffs. I'd personally love to play like Philly right now. But Dallas, as a Packers fan, to me, does not scare me because of our previous track record my entire life against the Dallas Cowgirls. All right. So this is a little bit of a hype video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Obviously, we're probably going to be posting daily Packers videos up until this Sunday playoff game. But guys, give me a team grade for the Green Bay Packers season, the regular season down below, and then give me a score prediction. How are you feeling for this first playoff matchup? Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.